Why does it feel so vulnerable to learn a new creative craft? I set out to answer this question, and what I found was not quite what I thought I would. The vulnerability truly is a natural experience of being, but what I found at my first location was that when I step outside of myself, when I place my feet and attention on the land, it's no longer about me. We glorify the big moments, I think, the big leaps, the ones that ask for us to call on our internal reservoir of courage or to experience or take action through something we've never faced before. We glorify these moments, these big things, but it's the momentum, the tiny little shifts, the everyday, almost the mundane, that ends up allowing us, aligning us in the direction of where we actually feel like we are walking in active co-creation with our lives, right? The question always becomes, am I willing to feel it all? It is not society that is to guide and save the creative hero. It's not society that is to guide and save the creative hero, but precisely the opposite. And so every one of us shares the supreme ordeal, carries the cross of the Redeemer, not in the bright moments of her great victories, but in the silences of her personal despair. This process of creation reveals something. It opens up space, allowing the focus to be on the grid point, on the story, on the body of work, on the human and presence that's right in front of me. And that's when the vulnerability actually shifts into a state of courage.
All carry-on items should now be stored securely in the overhead.
Sacré-Cœur and Montmartre were never even on my list. And when I went, what I experienced was decadence. And I allowed myself to overflow, and in fact, I found my courage there. Not courage for me to have to be anything or anywhere else, but courage for me to focus on holding the field of unconditional love, creating the space for the sharpest story, for the clearest connection, for the most authentic truth to pour through that moment. What I found there was so much more than my Garden of Eden. It was myself. It was my pulse. It was her pulse, the pulse of a city, the pulse of the cobblestone beneath my feet, reminding me that thousands and thousands of years, thousands and thousands of voices have spoken before my own. I didn't even know that's where I wanted to go until I went. And suddenly it all made sense. Why I had to begin where I did, at Wanuskewin. The place where over 6,000 years ago the horizon echoed with the thundering hooves of bison. The voice of indigenous peoples. Place that serves as a living reminder of the sacred meeting ground, of human heartbeat, and the pulse beneath our feet.
time.